Yes, a lot of Nigerians actually said this that Buhari's speech during the Arise television interview actually exposed him as not serving Nigeria's interest because there were a lot of questions this president was asked and he was veering to another direction, like it wasn't the same question that was asked. The answers are always far away from the questions. That is why Nigerians are saying this is not Buhari. Buhari is, even if he's not totally intelligent, at least he has a mind. He has something he is to serve the people of Nigeria. But for everything the president said on Democracy Day, my dear family, my dear Nigerians, it is a terrible thing to have a person like the president in that position as at the life of today, because all what he said does not even serve Nigeria's interest in any way. Anyway, guys, I'll bring you more details because a lot were actually exposed about him through that interview he had in that on that Democracy Day. Anyway, guys, I'll bring you more details, but please ensure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, ensure you like and also share our videos. Don't forget, we're here to give you the best, the most trending, exciting, reliable, authentic, sizzling hot gist in Nigeria, especially in the area of politics and many more. So, guys, ensure you're right here. Don't forget to like and also share this video. Okay, my dear friends, without further ado, let us get right into the details of this report, as it says that Pan-Yoruba Social Political Group, Afenifere, on Sunday flayed President Muhammadu Buhari's speech on Democracy Day, saying it was far short of what was expected of him and exposed his administration as one bent on taking steps that were not in the interest of majority of Nigerians. President Buhari had delivered a speech in a nationwide broadcast to mark 2021 June 12 Democracy Day and also granted interviews on Thursdays and Friday last week, respectively, on Arise Television and the NTA. Afenifere in particular expressed its disappointment on the disclosure by the president that he had directed the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) Abubakar Malami to reopen the grazing routes throughout the country, faulting Mr. President and Malami on when the so-called grazing land was created, who created it, among several others. We have some questions for Mr. President and the Attorney General in this respect. One, who created the so-called grazing routes? At what time in our history did our founding fathers gather to designate specific routes for the north to the south as grazing routes? Two, assuming without conceding that there was so-called grazing routes, what would now happen to structures that have been built in areas where the so-called routes are to be reopened? Would such structures include residences and factories be pulled down so that cows would have places to graze? Compared to what would be lost economically, socially, politically, and in security terms. If these structures are to be pulled down, is it not better to encourage the building of ranches? We can go on and on, the group queried. It says that Afenifere said Buhari stand on reopening of grazing routes, as well as his confession on how he determined who occupied positions at the national level, seemed to indicate that his government was operating a constitution that was different from the 1999 constitution that all Nigerians were aware of. The Pan-Yoruba, while citing relevant section of the Land Use Act, noted that the law governing land matters in the country vested the administration and control of lands in a given state in the hands of the state governor, saying that the law ensured and it's mandatory that even when the federal government wants to use a portion of land, it had to take the consent of the governor of the state concerned. Afenifere wondered which land does the federal government wanted to open or reopen for its vaulted grazing routes, since most governors in the country had outlawed open grazing in their respective states, adding, why talking of grazing routes in this age when ranching is a fad in all civilized climes? Besides, Afenifere also faulted President Buhari on his claim that he appointed the new chief of army staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, because of his experience. According to it, Yahaya's appointment, like many others made by Buhari government, are in flagrant defiance of the Federal Character Clause in the Constitution, as well as Section 5, subsection 2 of the same Constitution, which states that national integration shall be actively encouraged, whilst discrimination on the grounds of place of origin, sex, religion, status, ethnic or linguistic association or ties shall be prohibited. From all indications, only a few instances does the federal government allow equity, fairness, and empirical merit to characterize the appointments he made. Thus, most of the appointments being made were done in such a way that some sections of the country were being alienated, the group said. On restructuring and devolution of power, Afenifere charged President Buhari to, as a matter of urgency, send a bill to the National Assembly on them if he wanted Nigeria to believe that he meant what he said. The group said the the group said the call became imperative, going by the president's speech in which he pronounced himself as a firm believer in devolving power and that it was the National Assembly that can deal with the issues of restructuring and devolution of power. The president had expressed his view about himself when he hosted members of the Nigerian Inter-Religious Council led by co-chairman Sultan of Sokoto Alhaji Sahad Abubakar III and President of Christian Association of Nigeria CAN, Reverend Dr. Samson Ayokunle at the State House, Abuja on Friday. The group further faulted Buhari on his claim that his administration had not done badly compared to what obtained in 2015 when he took over. Afenifere said Buhari lied about the situation on ground, declaring that Nigeria were far better off in virtually everything in 2015 than they were presently. Afenifere added that it shows that the president was not in touch with reality or that he has a different measurement when comparing the two eras for him to claim that the country was better now than then. Nigerians were far better off in virtually everything in 2015 than they are presently. For the president to claim that the country is better now than in 2015 clearly shows that he is not in touch with reality or that he has a different measurement when comparing the two eras, Afenifere stated. Afenifere, while noting the confession of President Buhari and seeming helplessness of his administration in combating the insecurity ravaging the country and how it's pained him seeing the suffering people were passing through, said Buhari needed not to tell Nigerians all this, but should take concrete steps to tackle the challenges he enumerated so perfectly. So obviously the president should know what to do than pushing blames on saying whether his administration is better than the former. All Nigerians know that in 2015, back is better than it is now today. So this is not a question and this is not even an observation. Everyone knows what it is. So really the president should get in touch with what is happening to the people in the country. So my dear people, that is it. Don't forget to drop your comment. Tell us what you think about this and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.